Have you ever noticed this pattern? Right before the breakup, they become perfect. More love, more compliments, more promises about the future. They text nonstop. They say, "I can't live without you." They plan trips. They talk about marriage. They act like you're their whole world. And then, suddenly, they're gone. Cold, distant, different. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Because what you experienced might not have been real love. It might have been love bombing before the breakup, a hidden pattern most people don't see until it's too late. This matters because it messes with your head. It makes you question yourself. You think, how can someone love me so much one week and leave me the next? You replay everything. You blame yourself. You wonder what you did wrong. But here's the truth. Sometimes that intense love right before the end isn't romance. It's strategy. It's guilt management. It's emotional confusion. And once you understand the pattern, you stop blaming yourself. Let's break it down. First, the sudden intensity. Real love grows steadily. It builds over time. It's consistent. But love bombing feels like a movie montage. Fast. Over the top. Unreal. They go from normal to obsessed. They shower you with attention. They call you their soulmate. They say you're different from anyone else. It feels amazing. Of course it does. You feel chosen. Special. Safe. But ask yourself this. Why the sudden shift? Sometimes, when someone already knows they're losing feelings, they overcompensate. They feel guilty. They know they're about to hurt you. So they try to drown that guilt in grand gestures. Example, a guy who has been distant for months suddenly starts sending flowers, posting you everywhere, talking about moving in together. 2 weeks later, he says, "I just need space." That intensity wasn't growth. It was pressure building before the exit. Second, the future promises that don't match reality. Love bombing before a breakup often comes with big future talk. "We'll travel the world. I can't wait to marry you. We're forever." But look closely. Do their actions match their words? They talk about forever, but they avoid serious conversations. They promise commitment, but they don't fix ongoing issues. Future talk can be a distraction. It keeps you emotionally invested while they slowly detach internally. Imagine this. She starts planning a 5-year future with you, sends you apartment ideas, talks about kids. But when you bring up current problems, she shuts down. A month later, she says she's not ready for something serious. The future talk was emotional insurance. It kept you secure while she was already halfway out the door. Third, the emotional high before the emotional crash. Love bombing creates a peak. A high. You feel closer than ever. More connected than ever. The chemistry feels stronger. The affection feels deeper. And then comes the crash. When someone leaves after giving you that high, it hurts more. Why? Because your brain compares the cold ending to the intense closeness. You don't just miss them. You miss the version of them from those final weeks. That's why people say, "But things were so good right before it ended." Exactly. That high makes the breakup more confusing. It makes you chase the memory. You think, if we were that good, we can get back there. But sometimes that high wasn't stability. It was a final emotional spike before detachment. Fourth, control and narrative management. This one is uncomfortable. Sometimes love bombing before a breakup is about controlling how the story ends. If they treat you amazingly right before leaving, they can tell themselves, "I did everything I could." It protects their image. Or worse, it makes you doubt your right to be angry. You think, they were so loving. Maybe I'm overreacting. That's the trap. By flooding you with affection before leaving, they create confusion. And confused people don't fight back. They don't demand accountability. They sit in silence trying to understand. Let's say someone knows they're going to end it. Instead of having honest conversations early, they go all in emotionally. When they finally leave, they say, "I tried so hard." Now you're not just heartbroken. You're questioning reality. But here's what you need to remember. Healthy love does not spike before it disappears. Healthy love is steady, calm, consistent. It doesn't need dramatic surges to survive. If someone truly cares, they communicate doubts early. They don't hide them behind sudden affection. They don't build you up right before they walk away. So what's the lesson? Pay attention to patterns, not moments. Don't judge the relationship by its most intense week. Judge it by its overall consistency. If affection only shows up when something feels off, that's a red flag. If big promises appear when distance has already been growing, pause. And most importantly, don't romanticize the final chapter. The version of them who love bombed you before leaving? That wasn't stability. That was instability in disguise. You deserve love that doesn't need a dramatic ending. You deserve clarity, not confusion. You deserve consistency, not emotional roller coasters. So reflect on this. Have you ever experienced sudden intensity right before a breakup? Did the promises match the actions? Or were you holding on to a high that disappeared overnight? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. If this helped you see things more clearly, like the video and subscribe for more psychology and self-growth content. Your awareness is your power, and the more you understand these patterns, the less control they have over you.